am Auntie Elara, and this is a truth I learned late in life, slowly, painfully, and with many quiet nights where my tears soaked the edge of my pillow. I realized I loved the wrong people too much. For years, I believed love meant giving more. More patience, more forgiveness, more silence. I believed love meant staying, even when staying was breaking me piece by piece. I believed if I just loved harder, things would change. They didn't. I grew up in a small house with cracked walls and a strong smell of cardamom tea. My mother used to say, "A woman's strength is in her sacrifice." I held on to those words like a prayer. From a young age, I learned how to care for others before myself. I helped raise my younger siblings. I learned to listen more than speak. I learned to apologize, even when I was not wrong. And somewhere along the way, I confused kindness with duty and love with endurance. I married young, not because I was deeply in love, but because I was deeply hopeful. My husband, Faris, was charming in the beginning. He spoke softly, promised security, and admired how caring I was. What I didn't see then was how quickly admiration can turn into expectation. Marriage changed me in ways I didn't notice at first. I stopped buying clothes for myself so I could save money for the house. I stopped visiting friends because Faris didn't like too much talking. I stopped sharing my opinions because it caused arguments. Each time I told myself, this is what love looks like. When Faris forgot my birthday, I smiled and said it didn't matter. When he criticized my cooking, I tried harder. When he raised his voice, I lowered mine. I became smaller so he could feel bigger. People often praised me. "She's such a good wife. So patient. So understanding." They didn't know patience was costing me my voice. Loneliness doesn't always come from being alone. Sometimes it comes from sitting beside someone who no longer sees you. At night, Faris would scroll through his phone while I lay awake, staring at the ceiling. I wanted to talk, to tell him how tired I was, how unseen I felt, but I was afraid. Afraid of being called dramatic. Afraid of being told I complained too much. Afraid of becoming a burden. So I swallowed my feelings like bitter medicine and told myself love required strength. But strength should not feel like drowning. When our children were born, my love expanded, but so did my exhaustion. I gave them everything I had. My time, my energy, my dreams. I wanted to be the mother I never had. Present, warm, unbreakable. But I forgot something important. I forgot that children learn how to love by watching us. They saw me always giving. They saw me never resting. They saw me apologizing, even when I was hurt. And slowly, without meaning to, they learned to expect the same. As my children grew older, they became busy with their own lives. I understood that. I never demanded much. But when they stopped calling, I told myself they were tired. When they forgot special days, I said they were busy. When they spoke to me sharply, I blamed myself for being sensitive. I was still loving too much, protecting everyone from guilt, even when my heart ached. I was always available, always listening, always forgiving, and rarely considered. The realization didn't come in a dramatic moment. It came quietly. One evening, I was sick with fever. My body was weak, my head heavy. I asked my family for help. Just tea, just a little care. No one came. Hours passed. I lay there listening to laughter from the other room. Life continued without me. That night I cried, not because no one helped, but because I finally saw the pattern. I had trained everyone to believe I would always be okay, and they believed it. The next morning, I looked at myself in the mirror. I barely recognized the woman staring back. Her eyes were tired. Her smile looked practiced. Her soul felt neglected. For the first time, I asked myself a question I had avoided my whole life. Who is loving me the way I love others? The answer was painful. No one. Here is a hard truth I learned, my dear listener. Some people don't love you deeply. They love what you do for them. They love your silence, your availability, your forgiveness. And when you stop giving endlessly, they call you changed. But change is not betrayal. Change is survival. I didn't become cold. I didn't become cruel. I simply stopped over-explaining, stopped over-giving, stopped setting myself on fire to keep others warm. When someone spoke harshly, I no longer laughed it off. When I felt tired, I rested. When I needed space, I took it. Some people noticed, and they didn't like it. You're not the same anymore. You've become distant. You've changed. Yes, I had. When you stop loving the wrong people too much, some of them leave. That hurts. It hurts because you realize they were comfortable with your sacrifice, but not with your healing. I mourned those relationships. I cried for the version of me that believed love meant suffering. But I also felt something new. Relief. Slowly, I began doing small things for myself. Drinking tea in silence. Walking alone in the evening. Saying no without guilt. At first, it felt wrong. But then, it felt peaceful. I learned that self-love is not loud. It is gentle. It is firm. It is necessary. I know now that loving the wrong people too much does not make you noble. It makes you invisible. Love should not require you to disappear. It should not demand endless tolerance. It should not punish you for having needs. Real love meets you halfway. If you are listening to this, and your heart feels heavy, let me tell you this gently, as someone who learned the hard way. You are not selfish for choosing yourself. You are not weak for setting boundaries. You are not wrong for wanting to be loved with care. Please stop begging for affection that should be freely given. Save your love for those who respect it. And most importantly, save some for yourself. I spent many years loving the wrong people too much, but I am learning now to love myself just enough. And that has made all the difference. If this story touched your heart, if it felt like your own quiet pain spoken aloud, then you are not alone. Please take care of your heart. Please be gentle with yourself. And if you would like to hear more stories like this, stories of healing, truth, and quiet strength, then I invite you to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and stay with me. Because here, in the voice of Auntie Elara, your feelings matter. Always.